Hello and welcome to Explanations, the segment where I, Jason, explain things. Today, in part 2 of Explanations, I'll be explaining perception in regards to what it is and how it affects Dark Ridge. Stemming from these two questions, I will also be providing information on the thing that has been stalking me. Just a reminder that what I am talking about right now has been gathered from both past experience and Dark Ridge diaries. Some knowledge may not be current or correct, however, for the most part, what I'm saying should be right. Question 1. What is perception? Perception is the psychological process by which the brain selects, organizes, and interprets information. Perception is a reality perceived through the mind, while sensation is a reality perceived through the information of the outside environment obtained through the sense organs. According to the concept of qualia, there are individual instances of subjective, conscious experience that are not the same for every person. Qualia is the way things seem to us, therefore making them subjective and based on conscious experiences we ourselves have had or are having. Examples of qualia include the level of pain felt from a headache, the taste of chocolate, the smell of grass, and even the perceived redness of a rose. Due to the nature of qualia, it is impossible for us to explain exactly how we perceive a particular instance. For example, color is created in our minds, and not everyone sees color in the same way. A way of looking at that would be explaining how you'd say colorblindness. Some people see red when they should be seeing green, or they can't tell the difference between the two. We all perceive things differently to those around us, whether this be what we smell, touch, hear, see, and even taste, bringing to mind the idea that we are truly alone in our own minds, our own perceptions. Plato once argued that what we perceive is little more than shadows on the wall of a cave, cast by the movement of an unseen reality in the dim light. Excluding the concept of qualia, and based on the fact that humans can only see a very small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, Plato may just have a point here. Because of the recent events that have been transpiring around me lately, I've been giving a lot of thought to illusions and how they can be used to trick all of our senses and by extension our perception of reality. Illusions, like perception, are subjective, meaning different people may experience an illusion differently or even not at all. Question 2. How does perception affect Dark Ridge? Perception influences Dark Ridge exactly how it normally would anywhere else. Most of Dark Ridge is incomprehensible to human perception, and therefore it becomes exceedingly difficult for you to see things for what they truly are. The oceans may appear blue and calm, but in reality, they are far different. In fact, they may not even be oceans. There is a very large explanatory gap between you and I, like describing color to a person born blind. Just continue seeing things the way you naturally see things, because if you suddenly start seeing things in another way, there's no going back. What you see through Sam's camera footage is a reflection of what he sees. Whilst looking back at my footage, it may be completely different, as what you will be seeing is what I see. Whichever person's footage is used in a video creates the view you will all see the event from. There's an old saying that states that when you're looking at art, or you're looking at writing, literature, or even some film that someone shot, you're looking through the person who created its eyes. You're seeing the world the way they see it. You're seeing their views, their values, what they stand for. So, in a sense, that's kind of what's happening here. You're seeing our perceptions through our footage. However, whilst both my and Sam's perceptions go into the original footage to shape it, the end product is also under the interpretation of the viewers. You yourselves, along with your individual perception of reality, determine what you see and what you don't in this footage. Leading on from this, let's focus on the thing that has been following me. Question 3. What is the thing that has been stalking me? Now, a lot of you believe that the thing that is stalking me is the Slender Man, whilst those closest to me, Gamer Parlor, believe that they see a blurred figure of sorts. The truth of the matter is that both realities are true depending on who you are, where you are, and your individual perception of reality. Just as Dark Ridge's existence as a place is dependent on the 3 aforementioned factors, so is everything else, including the thing that is following me. This thing, which embodies all that is unknown, is perceived by each of us as the one thing that embodies just that, the unknown. What I see the thing as is a towering being, indescribable and intimidating in a land that heals with fire. However, the way you interpret the footage gathered from what I observe is up to your own perception entirely. You may not see what I see, but that's okay. To recap, perception is the psychological process by which the brain selects, organizes, and interprets information. Qualia is the way things seem to us, therefore making them subjective and based on conscious experiences we ourselves have had or are having. Color, amplitude of pain, taste, and smell, and many other things are created in our minds, and therefore there is truly no way of knowing exactly what another person is experiencing. Perception influences Dark Ridge exactly how it would normally anywhere else. Most of Dark Ridge is incomprehensible to human perception, and therefore it becomes exceedingly difficult for you to see things for what they truly are. There is a very large explanatory gap between you and I, like describing color to a person born blind. The things I see and the things you see are both right according to our own perceived realities. What you view through my camera footage will be different to that of anyone else's, as it is my own individual subjective perception, just as how what they see will be different to me. Your perception also influences our footage, as when you view the end product, you see what your mind can and wants to see, as opposed to what may or may not actually be there. The thing that is stalking me may or may not be the Slender Man, or any other given entity, depending on who you are, where you are, and your own individual perception of reality.